My dear senior inter students, good morning to all of you. Welcome to this online English class. So in our last period, last session, we have seen the non-detailed text, the adventures of Tom Sawyer, about the author, about the novel, and the first chapter. Let us continue the remaining 7 chapters. And today let us see the second, third, and fourth, the 3 chapters. As you know, there will be a paragraph question in about 10 to 15 lines and a reading comprehension passage. We should go through the chapters as far as possible, line by line. Otherwise, sometimes it will be difficult to answer the reading comprehension questions if it is somewhat typical or somewhat difficult. So let us see the 3 chapters today: second chapter, third chapter, and fourth chapter. And you see, in our first chapter, we have seen Tom Sawyer, an imaginative character, and he is very fond of adventure. So his friend Huck and Joe Harper, and these two are helping, and they become very close and making some kind of adventures in the novel. Actually, this novel is an abridged form for the sake of intermediate second year students. Then coming to the second chapter, we have seen in the first chapter, Tom was a funny and adventurous boy, and he played some trick on his aunt Polly and also on his friends when painting the fence. Actually, he was assigned the work of painting, but he made his friends complete the work by playing the trick. So such a very intelligent boy he was. And aunt was very happy to see that complete painting work of the fence, and she allowed Tom to go and play with his playmates Huck, Joe, and Ben. And in the second chapter, Tom and Huck. See, on Saturday it happened, the painting of the fence. Coming to the Sunday, it was a holiday. The next day was Sunday, it was a holiday, and Tom wore clean Sunday clothes. Actually, he did not like wearing clean clothes. He did not like going to school. He did not like attending church prayer also. So his brother Sid and sister Mary, all of them went to Sunday school. But Tom was not good as a good student. He never listened to the teachings of the teacher. After Sunday school, Tom and his total family went to church. On the way, he caught a small black beetle, an insect, and kept in his pocket. And he wanted to play with it in the church, actually. So they went to the church, and church prayer was going on very seriously. The reverend was continuously talking about Jesus, and the prayer was going on. He took out the beetle from his pocket and put it on the floor. At the time, there was a dog in the church. It came near the beetle and it started playing with it. The beetle bit the dog on its nose. So the dog started barking and it ran away here and there, making a lot of fuss and noise. The people in the church were very much disturbed. Actually, they did not feel disturbed and they laughed silently. Their faces were red. The reverend continued his prayer, but no one listened in the church. Tom was happy and he was enjoying this happened in the church. So it was the morning, and the whole day he spent with his friends, and aunt was very particular about keeping him at home. And the next day, it was Monday. Monday morning, he was going to school. Actually, he woke up late because he did not like to go to school. Aunt Polly cried, asked him to get up early and go to school. He got ready, and on his way, he met Huck, his friend Huckleberry Finn. Huck was the son of a drunkard. His father was a drunkard and he did not work. His father did not take care of Huck. Huck was a very careless boy. He did not go to school. He did not dress up. He did not dress up properly. And his mother was no more. He lived in the streets. He did not go to church also. He was very careless. So every mother in the towns of St. Petersburg hated him. But the children were very happy to see him because he was very free and he didn't have any school or any other kind of jobs. So the boy always looked very dirty. He always wore unfit clothes, I mean the rags, and that was his life in the town of St. Petersburg. Huck was happy with his life. Though the mothers did not like, the children liked him. Sometimes the children were very jealous of Huck's life because he had freedom and he was enjoying his life. So Tom was his close friend and they were very happy. See, all the mothers in the village hated, but Huck was very happy. The children were very much admired. So on the way to school, our Tom happened to see Huckleberry Finn with a dead cat. He was having a dead cat with him. Our Tom asked, "What for this?" He answered that it would be used to call the ghost from the graveyard. So Tom was also very happy to find it. And Huck told him, Huck invited our Tom to come along with him to the graveyard that night to invite the ghosts and talk to them. Tom was also interested. So they decided to go to graveyard that night. Huckleberry Finn would come and invite him at about 11 o'clock. So our Tom would be very curiously waiting for him. See, actually, Tom was also interested. So he asked him, "Can I come with you?" asked Tom. "Of course, you could come," said our Huckleberry Finn. So they were not afraid of ghosts. Of course, not afraid of ghosts. And he agreed to go to the graveyard that night. So because of this, Tom was very late to school. The teacher became very angry. He repeated, it is not the first time, he often repeated. He often went to school very late. The teacher was not happy. So Thomas Sawyer, actually Tom Sawyer's full name is Thomas Sawyer. A teacher became angry and called him, "Thomas Sawyer, again late, and you are not allowed to class. So you are punished. The punishment is to sit beside a girl." There was a new girl. She was Becky Thatcher, the daughter of the judge. She was very beautiful. She was very cute girl. Tom looked at her and just at first sight, he fell in love with the girl. He was also interested and he was very much admired and he wanted to go and sit beside that girl. So very immediately he went and sat beside the girl. They had a very good time in the school, in the classroom. So they chatted, they enjoyed the class. Tom thought, I stopped to talk to Huckleberry Finn, he said to the teacher, but the teacher was angry and he punished him to sit beside the girl. So Tom was also very happy. The children in the class always laughed at Tom because of his late coming and the teacher's anger over him. So he sat down beside the girl and they were very happy. Tom and Becky were very happy. So Tom put the picture in front of her, what he drew. She liked it, and she asked him to teach her the way of drawing. He also promised to teach her the drawing after the school. The girl said that she could not draw. I can teach you after school, Tom said. Oh, thank you, the girl said. Becky Thatcher, I know your name. It's Tom Sawyer. So he introduced himself with the girl. And that night, Tom was very eagerly waiting for the call of Huckleberry Finn to go to the graveyard and call the ghosts with the help of the dead cat. Already they have planned it. So Tom and Sid were lying down in the bed, but at about 9:30, 9:30, very soon Sid went to sleep. But at 11 o'clock, Huckleberry Finn came and gave a signal, mewing. By mewing, he dressed quickly, our Tom, and went out through the window. So they whispered that, taking the dead cat, they went to the graveyard. Tom and Huck walked down the dark road. They walked for about half an hour and they reached the grave. It was on a hill. There were a lot of trees and a lot of graves. I mean, dead bodies were buried there. Everything was dark and scary. There would be a deep darkness. The wind was strange and different kinds of noises, and dark clouds covered the moon. Are the ghosts making these noises? It was the doubt of Tom, because he was afraid that he was afraid of some ghosts. He said nothing. Now let's find the grave of Horace Williams. Horace Williams died just a few days ago and he was buried in that graveyard. So they reached the grave of Horace Williams. They found the grave and they reached it. And do you think Horace Williams can hear us? By using the dead cat, they wanted to call Horace Williams' spirit. So Huck said that Horace Tom Williams would not come, but his ghost would answer and it would come out. All right, said Huck. But everybody called him Horace. So they called the dead body, Horace. What's it, Tom asked Huck. Do you hear the noise? Suddenly, there was a very big noise, a strange noise from the grave. And they were a little bit afraid of that noise, strange noise. And oh, it was some kind of strange noise. At first, they were afraid. Then they understood what it might be. So there ends the second chapter, Tom and Huck. And now let us see the brief summary of Tom and Huck, the second chapter. See, it was a Sunday. Tom hated wearing clean clothes and going to school, especially going to Sunday school. So after Sunday school, they went to church. He had a black beetle, an insect, in his pocket. When prayer service was seriously going on, he put the beetle on the floor, and that beetle bit the dog in the church, and the dog played with it for some time. Because of biting, the beetle bit the dog's nose, so the dog started barking and roamed in the church, and it was a great noise in the church. Tom enjoyed this very interestingly. It was an interesting morning to him. Next day, Tom was interested to go to school, not interested to go to school, but aunt cried, woke him up. He started going, and Huck was there on the way with a dead cat. Tom asked him what for the dead cat was. Huck said it was only to call the dead bodies, the ghosts, out of the graves. So Huck told the plan of going to graveyard and calling or inviting the ghosts. Tom also interested in it. Tom reached the school late because of meeting Huckleberry Finn. So the teacher was angry. There was a punishment to sit beside a new girl, beside the girl So he looked at a new girl, pretty girl, cute girl. She was Becky. So very immediately he went and sat beside the girl. The whole class laughed at him because it was a routine thing. He always came late and got some kind of punishment and sat beside the girls. It was a thing, happened again and again at school. I mean, in his class, the friends were always laughing at him that night. Actually, they became very close friends in the class. Becky and our Tom became very close friends. He at once he fell in love with a girl because of her beauty, and she also fell in love with this boy. So they became very close friends, romantic friends. So that night, Huckleberry Finn came at 11 o'clock and invited our Tom. Tom also was very curiously waiting to go to graveyard. The two went to the graveyard and they were in search of um, a grave, and they went. They reached the grave of Williams and they were almost trying to call the ghost of Williams, but suddenly they heard some kind of strange noise and that haunted them. They were afraid of the strange noise. At first, they thought there were ghosts in the graveyard. Actually, they were not ghosts, and they found they were not ghosts, and they were the men from the same town, St. Petersburg. So it is the summary of chapter 2. So in this chapter, we have come to know that they are waiting for some kind of adventurous thing. So it would happen in third chapter. Let us go to the third chapter. The third chapter is the graveyard, the complete scene, the complete happening. It completely in the graveyard. They were very much afraid of the three ghosts coming close to the grave of Williams. Actually, they were not ghosts. Huck said, "Ghosts. I can see ghosts. They are coming over here. I am really scared. Can ghosts see us?" asked Tom. Ghosts can see everything, but people like us cannot see everything. But Tom, don't be afraid of. We must be very quiet, and said Tom. The three ghosts moved quietly in the graveyard. They came close to Tom and Huck. They were hiding behind the bush and they whispered, "They are not ghosts, they are humans." Actually, they are Dr. Robinson, Injun Joe, the villain, and Muff Potter, a drunkard. The three came to the graveyard in search of dead body. Actually, the young doctor Robinson was always in uh, demand of, or he would be asking for dead bodies to continue his searching. I mean, research over the dead bodies and find something in his profession. They are the grave robbers. Often they come to the graveyard and rob the dead bodies. It was for the sake of doctor. So in this task, our Muff and Injun Joe helped him by taking money. The three men were at the grave of Hoss Williams, who died just 2 or 3 days ago. But suddenly they digged they opened the grave and they found the dead body of Hoss Williams. But they were about to take the dead body. At the time, Muff demanded for extra money to bring the dead body to the house of doctor. Injun Joe also demanded the same. So light conflict started among the three. Suddenly the doctor hit Muff Potter. Muff Potter fell fainted. So Injun Joe was waiting for a chance. Immediately he took the knife of Muff Potter and stabbed Dr. Robinson. Let us see here. I want more money, Dr. Injun Joe. Already Muff Potter demanded, Injun Joe also demanded. Once Injun Joe asked for something, but he did not give. It was the grudge. So Injun Joe took the doctor's arm and the doctor hit Injun Joe, fell to the ground. Injun Joe and Muff Potter, both of them fell to the ground, but Injun Joe very immediately got up and took the knife of Muff Potter and stabbed him. Robinson was collapsed to the ground over the Muff Potter on the head. Muff fell to the ground. Injun Joe took Muff's knife. He saw Muff on the ground and he killed Dr. Robinson with his knife. Muff's knife. The doctor fell on the top of Muff and covered him with blood. Injun Joe looked at the two men on the ground. So this was the thing happening. Actually, Injun Joe took the knife of Muff Potter and killed Dr. Robinson. The two boys, Tom and Huckleberry Finn, both of them saw it very clearly. First, he robbed the dead doctor. Then he put the bloody knife into Muff's right hand. So now, whoever looks at the scene very clearly believe that Muff Potter killed the doctor because there was a knife in his right hand. It was the plan of Injun Joe, a violent villain. A few minutes passed and Muff moved a little and opened his eyes, and he woke up and he found there was a knife in his right hand, and he saw there was a dead body of doctor. Injun Joe made Muff Potter believe that Muff Potter stabbed Dr. Robinson. Muff also believed because he was in intoxication and he drank much of whiskey that night. So he also believed that by mistake he killed Dr. Robinson. Now Muff Potter begged the doctor not to reveal, Muff Potter begged Injun Joe, the villain, not to reveal this to anyone in the town. Injun Joe also promised that he would not. So they left the graveyard, leaving the dead body of Dr. Robinson. When Muff moved, Injun Joe came back and left the knife of Muff Potter at the dead body to make people believe that the doctor was killed by Muff Potter. It was the plan of doctor. Now the two boys were very much afraid of what happened, and they were shocked and surprised. Actually, they came to talk to the dead bodies, the ghosts, but something different happened. So this incident haunted them like anything. They were very much disturbed. And now, if you see, Muff also begged him, and he also promised that he would not reveal. Tom and Huck were very much terrified. It was a terrible scene. They silently moved away from the trees. They ran out of the graveyard and back to the village, St. Petersburg town. They arrived at an old house and decided to hide there for some time. What are we going to do? What can we do? We saw everything. Injun Joe killed the doctor. What can we do? Can we reveal the secret to everyone in the town or keeping in silence? So Injun Joe is a very cruel, very wild villain. So they were very much afraid of this dangerous fellow. They promised each other, Tom and Huck, not to reveal to anyone else in the town. So I'm afraid of him, Huck said. Tom said, he too. And do you want a knife in your heart? I'm afraid of Injun Joe too, Tom said. So you are right. We can't tell anyone about Injun Joe who killed the doctor. Promise not to tell anyone, said Huck. I promise. Tom said. So this is the end of the graveyard. And look at this third chapter, the picture, how the doctor is hitting the two. It is the graveyard. You see the two boys were hiding behind the tree and they were watching what's going on. And this is the picture. And then when you see the summary of third chapter, Tom and Huck saw three people in the graveyard. They were not ghosts. First, they thought they were ghosts. Actually, they were not ghosts. They were Injun Joe, the villain, Muff Potter, the drunkard, and Dr. Robinson. Actually, they came to the graveyard to rob the dead body of Williams. The young doctor wanted to do research on the dead body. The three quarreled over the deal of money. They demanded extra money for carrying the dead body of Williams to doctor's house. The doctor was not ready to give. So a small fight among the three, a conflict. The doctor first hit Muff and Injun Joe then. Both of them fell down. Injun Joe got up immediately and took the knife of Muff Potter and stabbed doctor. So doctor was killed. He fell down on the body of Muff. Muff Potter was in unconscious mood. He fainted. Injun took Muff's knife and stabbed the doctor. The doctor fell on Muff and died. Injun put the knife into Muff's right hand. This is the turning here. It is the twist here. You see the villain, I mean Injun Joe's plan. He took the knife of Muff. Actually, Injun Joe killed him, but he took the knife of Muff and put it in his right hand. So it seems that Muff Potter killed the doctor. Muff was in drunken state and believed the words of Joe that Muff killed doctor. He himself killed doctor because he was in drunken state. Actually, he was ignorant. He was innocent. Muff begged him not to reveal this to anyone in the town. Injun promised and left the knife at doctor's dead body and left the graveyard. Tom and Huck were very much afraid of this terrible scene. The doctor was killed by Injun Joe, and they were afraid of revealing the secret to anyone else because they were afraid of that dangerous Joe. He was a dangerous man. So he may kill these two also if the truth is revealed. So this is the third chapter, the graveyard. And shall we go to the fourth chapter? The fourth chapter is actually somewhat adventurous one, Jackson's Island. So St. Petersburg town is very near the river Mississippi. There is a small island in the river Mississippi, that is Jackson's Island. And chapter 4 is Jackson's Island. Let us see what is happening in Jackson's Island, how the three boys, Tom, Huck, and Joe, and how they enjoyed in the island, what happened. Let us see each and everything is in this chapter. So the next day, everyone came to know about the poor Dr. Robinson's murder in the graveyard. So they found Muff Potter's knife beside the dead body. So it was crystal clear to everyone. The doctor was stabbed or killed by Muff Potter. So he was arrested and thrown into St. Petersburg small jail. Tom and Huck looked at each other because of this. Actually, they were the witness. The doctor was killed by Joe. Muff didn't kill him. Poor Muff was in jail. But they could not reveal this to anyone because Joe is very dangerous. I'm sorry for Muff Potter. The two boys were afraid. They felt very sorry. But they wanted to keep this a secret. And they could not forget this incident, what they saw in the graveyard. At night, the incident haunted, and he had very bad dreams. I mean, Tom, Injun Joe, and Muff Potter. Again and again, repeatedly recurring. The dream was recurring. What happened, what they saw. He kept the terrible secret, but he was not very happy. He was very unhappy. Aunt Polly was very much worried about this boy and his health. She gave him some medicines, but Tom was not feeling better. He was unhappy at school too. Becky Thatcher did not talk to him. There was no one to love our Tom. What a horrible life. He was not happy in his life. Now, summer vacation started, no schools. Tom, his friend Joe Harper, and they went to Mississippi River. They fished, talked, looked at the boats. The whole day they enjoyed very happily. And they planned to do some kind of exciting things. They planned. They wanted to go to Jackson's Island and do some kind of tasks. I mean, they wanted to pretend as pirates and they wanted to rob the treasures hidden by the pirates. So this they planned. And Jackson's Island, I have already told you, is a small island in the Mississippi River. It was about 3 miles away from the town, St. Petersburg. There was no one, nobody lived in that island. It was a deserted place. Huckleberry Finn also joined. All the three went to the island. So remember, Joe, don't tell your mother, father, and anyone about our adventure. So they wanted to go to that island, the three boys, without telling the parents at home. So they went. Tom brought some meat from home to eat there. Joe brought some bread. Huckleberry Finn, a frying pan. So they found a small raft and they went to the island by the raft. They reached the island. When they arrived on the island, they made a fire and cooked some food. I mean, they cooked meat and ate some bread. They enjoyed very happily. They were very free. We are free and we can do everything we want, said Tom. What do pirates do? Asked Huck. They go on ships and take money. They rob the passengers. They hide the money or treasure somewhere in the island and they live very freely, happily. Hide it in a safe place. The three boys were happy and slept under the stars very happily. The next morning, they went swimming in the river. When they went for fishing, they found something. So they cooked the fish and fire and ate. It was very delicious. It was a very happy life for them. So they were very happy. They were enjoying the life of adventurous life. So it was very delicious. After breakfast, they walked around in the island and they went for swimming. But in the afternoon, once again, they started fire and they ate some meat. Suddenly, Tom said, "Oh, do you hear something? Some kind of noise." Yes, they heard some strange noise. They found an engine boat and small boats. They were in search of, every boat was in the river Mississippi, and all the boats were, I mean, the steamboat and all other small boats, they were all in search of the dead bodies, Jackson's in the Mississippi River. Every boat from St. Petersburg is out on the river. What's happening? They are looking for a dead body. Actually, they were looking for a dead body, and whose bodies they were looking for? It was a surprising thing. So the same thing happened last summer when Bill Turner fell into the river and drowned, and there were so many boats in search of the body. Who are they looking for? For whose bodies they were looking for? Asked Joe. Tom thought for a moment and said, it was, they think, I mean, the people of St. Petersburg thought that These three boys drowned in the Mississippi River, and the townsmen were in search of the three boys, dead bodies. The three boys felt like heroes and they laughed. They were very happy. Yes, there was a great happiness for them. They became heroes. So when they're alive, all the people in the town, St. Petersburg, thought that they were dead and they were in search of the dead bodies. So it was a very adventurous thing for the people, for the boys there. The people of St. Petersburg are looking for us. They're talking about us, said Tom happily. This was an exciting adventure for Tom. So actually, they wanted to do this kind of exciting adventures. So Tom, Huck, and Joe, they were very happy. They pretended like pirates on Jackson's Island. The boats and the steamboat went away because they didn't find the bodies. Actually, they didn't die. They are happy in the island of Jackson's Island. The boys went fishing again and they had fish for dinner. They ate, they slept under the stars. So they were very happy. But our Tom, the protagonist, is not very happy. He did not go to sleep. He could not go to sleep. He remembered his aunt. So secretly, without letting the two, I mean Huck and Zoe, he went to the town St. Petersburg and reached his house and saw what's there. Actually, the next morning, he was not there because he went to St. Petersburg. Joe and our Huckleberry Finn, they were asking, "Where is Tom?" asked Joe. "I don't know," said Huck. After a few minutes, Huck said, "Looks like Tom went swimming in the river." They thought our Tom went to the riverside. He is coming to the island. Now Tom told them the complete story. The last night, the previous night, he did not go to sleep. Sorry, he could not go to sleep. So he went to St. Petersburg and saw Aunt Polly. Aunt Polly was crying very terribly for our Tom. I saw Aunt Polly and also Joe's mother. Joe's parents were also very unhappy. They were crying. They were very much mourning for or weeping for Joe as Aunt Polly. Poor Aunt Polly was crying a lot. And Joe's mother was very sad too. Everyone in the town, including the parents, relatives, everyone in the town thought they are dead. They means the three boys, Huck, Tom, and Joe. I had some other interesting and very surprising thing. What is it? What did you hear? Huck asked very surprisingly, very curiously. There will be a funeral for us on Sunday at the church. For us means Tom, Huck, and Joe. So they decided that the three are dead and they are going to celebrate, they are going to uh, arrange a funeral on Sunday. So this is the surprising thing. And now I have a great idea. Listen, Tom revealed. Tom told Huck that they wanted to go to the town and present before the parents very surprisingly. So they liked it and laughed. And now see, Sunday was the day of the funeral. Everybody was in unhappy mood and they were with unhappy faces in St. Petersburg, a small church. There was a small church in the village. Aunt Polly, Sid, Mary, Joe Harper's family, they were all in black dress, mourning dress. The Reverend said many kind of words about the three boys. They praised. They saw, I mean, very unhappy. They looked very unhappy. The boys' families cried and cried. Becky also cried very much. Everyone in the town cried a lot. And they were very sorry for the deaths of the three boys, especially Tom and Zoe. There was no one to cry for or weep for our Huckleberry Finn because he was almost a, what we can say, a parentless boy. Though there was a father, he was always in drunken state, he was a drunkard. There was a great silence for a moment when the three boys present before the church, the Aunt Polly, Mary's mother ran to the boys. They kissed Tom and Joe. Aunt Polly cried and then laughed. She was very happy to see Tom again. Poor Huck. Nobody was there to receive him, to invite him. Nobody was there to kiss him. He started to move away, but Tom stopped him. Tom explained, Aunt Polly, it's not right. Someone should go and receive Huck also. So our Aunt Polly, she went and hugged the boy, Huckleberry Finn, and kissed him. And Tom was very proud of his great idea. So that is Tom's intelligence. Then the Reverend said, let's sing and be happy. Everyone sang and laughed. It was a very happy day because they thought the three boys were dead, but they returned very safely. All the people were very happy. The whole town of St. Petersburg was very happy. That's the thing. And that is the end of the chapter 4. And when we see the summary, once again, you see a gist. The next day, the news of the doctor's death spread the whole town. People came to know that Muff Potter killed the doctor because the evidence, because Muff Potter's knife was beside the doctor. Actually, Muff Potter was ignorant of the killing, the murder, but everybody thought so. It was the plan of Injun Joe keeping the knife of Muff beside the doctor. So immediately Muff was arrested and thrown into prison. It was a small jail in the town of St. Petersburg. Tom and Huckleberry Finn could not digest it. They were very unhappy to look at the arrest of Muff Potter. They were very sorry. So this incident, the terrible scene, the terrible incident haunted Tom and he became very unwell. He became unwell. Aunt Gabe was very much worried about the health of our Tom. She gave medicines, but Tom was not feeling better. He had many dreams, terrible dreams. Again and again, the dreams, what he saw there in the graveyard. And he thought about the villain Joe. He would be very, very, very dangerous fellow. So next day, summer vacation started. So no schools. Tom was happy. Tom and Joe went to the river, swam, enjoyed. They fished. It was a happy day for them. For some time, they were happy. And Huck also joined. They planned to go to Jackson's Island as pirates. So it was the plan. And they did not want to tell the people, I mean, their parents, anyone in the town. They wanted to go very secretly into the Jackson's Island and they wanted to cook meat and they wanted to rest. They wanted to enjoy. They wanted to feel happy, free there. It was the plan of the three boys. So they secretly reached St. Jackson's Island. So they reached the island by the raft, a small raft. So they took something from home to prepare and eat there. The next day they saw an engine boat, I mean steamboat, and many small boats in search of the dead bodies in the river Mississippi. So in the Jackson's Island, they were very happy. They cooked food, they cooked meat, they cooked fish, they swam, they played, they enjoyed. So they were very, very happy about their exciting life there. So they came to know that the steamboat and small boats were in search of the dead bodies of the three boys. That night, our Tom could not sleep. So he wanted to go and see what's actually happening in the town. He reached his home and saw Aunt Polly was crying. She was crying very much. That night, Tom went to St. Petersburg in secret. He came to know that their parents thought they were dead. So the parents planned for their dead children's funeral also on Sunday. So he returned to the island, Jackson's Island, and he shared the news to the remaining two boys, I mean Joe and Huck. They felt very, very excited and they were very happy and they felt like heroes because of this adventurous thing. And they planned to alight before the church on Sunday when they were, in the funeral. They wanted to give surprise to the parents and they wanted to appear before the parents on Sunday in church. So parents were very unhappy. They were in funeral, but suddenly when they appeared before them, they happily received the two children, the parents of Tom and Joe Harper. But there was no one to receive our Huckleberry Finn because he had no mother. Father was a drunkard. But Tom asked Aunt Polly to receive him, to kiss him. Aunt Polly hugged and kissed him. Huck felt very happy. So this is the end of chapter 4. So we have seen the 3 chapters today, chapter 2, chapter 3 and 4. So what we have seen, the boy Tom was very adventurous, very happy to be in the island. But what's the exciting thing here? They saw a murder in the graveyard, but they could not reveal the secret to anyone because of the dangerous fellow Injun Joe. Injun Joe was a very dangerous fellow. If he knew that the 2 boys revealed, certainly he would kill the boys. So why? Because of Injun Joe's villainous nature, they did not like to reveal. So they planned to go to Jackson's Island. I mean, the 3 boys, they went and they enjoyed, they felt very happy. So when they came to know that the townsmen were in search of the dead bodies of the 3 boys, they felt very much excited and they felt just like heroes. And they were the very happy, free boys in the Jackson's Island. So they returned to St. Petersburg town on Sunday and suddenly gave surprise to the parents, and they stopped the funeral and the reverend praised them and they sang very happy songs, and this ended very happily. Now, my dear children, senior inter, my dear boys, let us see the remaining 4 chapters in the next class. Afterwards, let us see the paragraph questions and reading comprehension passage. Until then, you read the 4 chapters, chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, line by line, so that you will be in a position of answering all the questions, I mean reading comprehension questions very easily. So read the text and enjoy the story. Never think that it is for the examinations. It is just for the examinations and for the examination's sake. So you first enjoy the story, enjoy the adventurous nature of the boy, you enjoy the development of the story, then automatically you can answer well in the examinations. So with this, let us end the session and let us meet again in the next session. It will be continued. Thank you. Thank you very much. Stay safe and stay blessed. Thank you. Namaste.